This is Travis Stefanik, and you're watching The Experience.
How you feeling, Coach?
Feeling good. Today's a great day to be a great day. Dreams are made on days like today. Let's go make some dreams happen. That's what we do. That's it. Let's have some fun.
Capital One and Coca-Cola, and our corporate partners, Aflac, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hard to gauge.
Hey fans, today's attendance, this is why you all are the best fans in sports, 17,497.
It's the second day. I have Marcus Coleman from Iowa State, who I've actually wrestled before. It's tough. The second day, I wake up the next morning and legs definitely feeling a lot worse than it was. A little more, definitely a lot more sore. You get up from the bed and you don't realize how sore you are till you get up, and then you start feeling it. Get there, you got to work out and trying to loosen it up. Micro trainer took care of me, did his best to get me going and get me on the mat. So I'm wrestling Marcus Coleman, and it goes 0-0 first period. We're wrestling tough. I'm hand fighting hard. I'm underhooking. It's 3-1. It's 3-1. I get in on a shot. I'm driving up. He sits the corner. I roll through, and I start coming out the back. Start coming out. It's a weird scramble, and he back hooks my leg. And I can't get it. At this point, I know it's not going to happen. I'm running out of time, so I try to switch it up, and then we're still scrambling, and then we end up in a weird position where he's got his leg in now, and I'm trying to get it out. It's just not happening, and then I ended up just losing the position, giving up 2, and then that was it at that point. Yeah. And, it's tough. It's a tough sport, and it's hard. And you put everything you got into the sport. It's a 24/7 type of deal. It's a lifestyle. You think about it in everything you do. Waking up in the morning, going to eat. It's all in your mind. It's such a mental and physical sport. Try moving past it, and just makes it tough. It makes it tough knowing I gave everything I could, and it just wasn't enough. And that's just the worst part about it. One of the best qualities I have is I go out there and I know I gave it everything I got. And so when I get off the mat, win or lose, I try not to beat myself up too much over it. I try to move past it. I know it would be worse if I didn't do everything I could out there. Then I'd have a real reason why to go internal and beat myself up internally. I just know it's gonna make me better in the long run. I'm gonna improve, gonna learn from it, and I'm just excited to get back on the mat with my team next year and get back to the NCAAs and get on the podium.
This is Norfleet from ASU, another good competitor. Not his first time here either. Off the bat, he felt strong. I knew he was a good wrestler. He can pop off attack. He's explosive, strong. Definitely felt that right away. Wanted to get him moving in the hand fight. His match before this was pretty crazy with the Clarion kid. But I was watching it, kind of scouting. I saw he got tired, so that was my plan. Wear him out in the hand fight with fakes. Yeah, I'm fighting off a takedown here. Trying to be a little stingy. Typically, you can probably give this up or like jump out of bounds. But yeah, so I was trying to be stingy on the edge. Match wasn't really going my way, but it wasn't out of hands by any means, at least in my head. I knew I could, kind of mount a comeback. I've done it before. Shelves my leg though on the outside, and as he kind of goes to chase backside double, with my ankle shelved up high, he kind of dives and my knee kind of goes down with my foot staying up. And I felt this kind of snap and pop thing in my knee, and kind of went down immediately. You can kind of see his reaction. I'm sure he heard it or felt it when it happened. He kind of knew I was jacked up. Yeah, I couldn't really take my hands off my knee because it hurt so bad. I didn't know what I did. I mean, my mind obviously didn't go to I wasn't thinking of what I did, but I just knew it hurt really bad. I wasn't thinking if I was going to forfeit the match yet. I didn't know if it was just a quick little scare thing that the noise just scared me and I could wrestle. But, after a quick evaluation, kind of said it was done. It sucked to realize my tournament was over. That's kind of the one thing that kept ringing in my head, that I was done. You lose in the consolations, you're done. So that part sucks. Took me a while to actually think about my performance after that.
As you get closer to the finals, as you continue to progress to the bracket on the championship side, inevitably there's going to be an added, level of intensity, added level of pressure, I guess you could call it, but really an added level of excitement, because you get the opportunity to wrestle in the national quarterfinals, the national semifinals, to give you the opportunity to go win a national championship, which has inevitably been our goal since we were little kids, little youth wrestlers. There's a lot of emotion that goes into it, and I think that you see the emotion in the match, in the fans, in the light shows, and everything that goes into the preparation for the quarterfinals, semifinals, these, the second day matches that really kind of gets the blood flowing. This guy's Brandon Kaler. He's from Oregon State. He was in my bracket at the Las Vegas Cliff Keen Invitational. We didn't wind up wrestling. He took third. He wasn't on the same side of the bracket as I was, but I knew he was a tough competitor. Yeah, so as the match starts, I'm just trying to stick to our game plan. Again, we had a game plan. We knew what he wanted to get to. I wanted to get to my offense. I wanted to control the ties. I wanted to control the hand fight and score as many points as I possibly could, get on top, and start riding the guy on top, which is my best position. Kaler did a really good job not driving into me too much. A lot of guys kind of fall into the trap of coming into me, and then that's when I can set up, using their pressure to get to my leg attacks. And so I think he was kind of being a little tentative and kind of staying back a little bit and trying to get me off balance and come into him. I think this first takedown was probably the toughest takedown of the match. We're on the edge. Nothing. I couldn't really get anything going up to that point. Tried to do a little throw by, get to a leg, and we're at the very edge. He's trying to crawl out of bounds. I'm trying to keep my toe in, and eventually I pull his two ankles in, keep my toe in, and get the 2 points. Very close. The referee easily probably could have called out of bounds since Kaler's hand was on the floor. He was basically fleeing the mat. But he let the action continue and wound up getting my 2, and now I'm in objectively what I would call my best position. But what I do remember is Kaler doing a very, very good job keeping me from getting to my dominant positions on top. He kept sitting out, he kept head hunting and trying to get me off of his hips. So right now it's I think it's 5-3. And takedown ties the matchup and potentially could send it to overtime if I don't get my escape point. So, he's in front headlock position. He's trying to get, to his points, and wind up wrestling through it, getting to a single leg on the edge of the mat again, and again tried to finish quickly, tried to pull him back in, gather at ankles, and finally wound up getting my 2 that kind of iced the match. So yeah, I mean, it was a tough match. It was a gritty, hard-fought match, and I wound up, getting the points that I felt I deserved, and I felt like I earned that win. Sometimes you don't feel like you earned a win. I felt like I earned that one, and finishing on top after being in a tight third period match that could have gone either way. It felt good. It felt good to go into the semifinals with that kind of confidence boost.
I can make a million excuses about what happened in the IWA finals. I'm not going to.
Well, anytime that you have the luxury of getting interviewed and people want to hear what you have to say, I mean, it's something to be very grateful for. It's something that I'm always very grateful for. So, just wanted to speak the truth. I want people to hear what, my experience and how I got there and kind of where I come from and who's helped me get there. So just kind of giving shout outs to people that have got me here and just making sure that everyone knows who Pat Glory is.
Did a good job on the bottom, but made an adjustment. I was getting sick. Yeah. And that was it. Yeah.
Once we get to the practice mat, they do the same thing. 2 jobs back and forth, shuffle back and forth, skip back and forth, then get your stuff on.
Up here, warming up before the match, getting the heart rate up, going with Marshall. And I didn't really get to go with Marshall a lot this year, honestly. He would go with our 41-pounder, I'd go with our 65 usually, but he was very helpful, honestly. He was a really good teammate this trip. He kind of helped me and Pat warm up when we needed to, even after he was out of the tournament, and that's not fun to do, especially when it's early in the morning. And so I gotta give a big shout out to Marshall Keller, definitely being a team player. And here I'm just locked in. These are the moments I've been waiting for, thinking about a lot. Especially to have a match that I lost in the season that I'm able to get back at the national tournament. That just means a lot to me. And so I was up for this match. So walk out. And this is also a big round because this was the quarterfinals. You win, you're an All-American, the top 6 in the country. If you lose, you're in the blood round. You got to win one more to All-American. And so this is big. Yeah, this was a match that I'd say I probably did the most technical adjustments for. Usually I just kind of try to wrestle my match, but we kind of identified where this kid was good and what happened in the last match. And so we knew we had a good underhook, and we kind of worked on a couple ways to neutralize that. My dad actually, maybe like an hour before the match, was like, try to get to a 2-on-1 on this arm. And I didn't practice it, I didn't try it, but I just kind of had that thought in the back of my mind, and I was like, all right, let me look for that. And it worked out. Ended up being able to kind of stop his underhook and kind of get to my stuff. There's that double. Got to test him. Always got to test him. So, yeah, like I said, it's a lot of timing. you see a lot of the fakes. That sets up a lot of stuff. Fakes are setups, and you kind of see how they react to it, see if you can get under him a little more. And so there, I just saw how he was reacting to the fakes, and then that final level change, I just kind of stayed low for half a second longer than the fakes were, and shot through. Yeah, and when it comes to the coaches talking, yelling, you can kind of see Nate yelling right here. Sometimes you can hear him, sometimes you can't. It kind of depends on the position sometimes for me, but even with the headgear, it can be pretty hard to hear. But sometimes you'll hear that one clear instruction, like misdirection or underhook, and I'll be like, all right, I'll do that. Last final seconds of this match, just kind of closing it off. That 2-on-1, I was able to score off of that. That was really one of the first attacks he took that match, and I scored off of it, and so I felt pretty good about that. But yeah, closing seconds. I was kind of looking at the clock, hearing my coaches. This is a big moment for me. It was my first time getting that All-American status through the tournament. I got the first team All-American through the COVID year, but that always felt like it had an asterisk by it, and so it was really nice to get this one. A lot of hard work and dedication put into that, and so achieving that All-American status meant a lot to me, but I knew we weren't done. That wasn't the goal. Yeah, so right after the match, really happy, of course, excited. Culmination of a lot of work over the years, kind of paying off, coming to fruition a little bit, just attaining that All-American status, and just walking off the mat, I was pointing to my family, the Tiger crowd, Rowdy Tiger section. It meant a lot. It meant everything to have them there, watching and supporting, because they've given up so much and provided so much for me to get to this stage.
Yo, give me nothing stingy, baby. Get us a title. Get us a title.
Comfortable when he's dangerous. Scott's dangerous. Everybody knows that. You know that.
Oh, I know. I definitely know. On that cement mixer, I was a little nervous there, but I fought through it. But yeah, that was one of my 3 losses this year. I knew I could get it back. I like my spot in the bracket. So I just needed to be stingy. Also, my position, stay out of where he's good. Oh, good. That's done.
You mentioned that was a revenge match. You mentioned Scott's dangerous. You know, did feeling him out, maybe even though you took the loss in January, feeling him out, was that beneficial to you?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was kind of a wake-up call. It was my first match back after a break after Midlands. I'm going to take that loss to the young kid. He's hungry, he's young. It was just kind of like, all right, I need to, not every match is going to be like I'm ranked higher than these guys. There's no way down for me, so I got to go and take it.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Practice. Keep everything the same. Let's go back. Do a little cool down. Okay. You can do it right here. You want to do it right here? A little cool down? All right. 2 down and backs. You don't have to go for it. 2 down and backs. Nice and easy. Then shuffle back. And then skip back, and then we'll go back to the team area and get you over there.
We'll get ready for the next guy.
Yeah, just put a t-shirt on.
Great job. This was a smart adjustment. That's what I'm doing.
You said it, dude. That's what champs do. Champs understand how to take game plans and initially put them into effect. That's it. That's it. You know wrestling, man. You know wrestling.
Up next on The Experience.
That made that moment so surreal. Just kind of getting to that point was just so difficult in and of itself, but it was just an amazing feeling.